let's do some stuff outside, okay? Hashtag 4th Art Saturday. Summer theme. We're going to use some washes. Hey y'all, it's APG Jamie here. We're doing summer theme outside. I've got some white cardstock, some newspaper print as plain off-white paper that they give you to wrap stuff up when you buy something glass at a store somewhere, and then you're real nice and you ask the cashier, hey, can I have a few extra pieces of that? And they sometimes will give it to you if you're real sweet and smile real pretty and stuff. Anyway, we're using washes. What a wash is you have your craft paint in your little bottles, and you know when you get down to that last little sludgy bit in there, well, you don't really want to throw it away. Don't throw it away, y'all. Put some waters in it. Start off with a little water and just gradually add some water in it till it gets real swishy swashy. If you want to, you can put just a little bit of matte medium in there. That's what I do. You don't have to do that. It's not required. And then now you got to wash, and you can take it outside and just splitch it all over paper and cardstock and whatever you want to. I would not do it on the driveway or, on the concrete, not necessarily driveway, on concrete, because it's liable to stick because it is acrylic paint. Yeah. Be careful with that. Now here I'm spritzing some water on there because I'm trying to get it to move around and kind of melt together, which it did. Right? Now we're going to use this stuff 3 different ways coming at, tail endish of the video. So just hang in there. And I'm picking out one piece at a time and kind of slinging it around, but not too much because you won't tear it because it's wet now. Okay? Cardstock. It's not as bad as just plain paper, but it's wet. And I'm putting it over on a clothing rack to dry in the sun. Okay? You got to be careful because the wind blow it away too. So this is the newsprint paper, and I'm just grabbing some different colors because y'all saw I had a whole bag full, and I had to go get a pokey tool because some of this has got some dried out gobble snotty paint booger stuff in it, so you got to poke the hose to make the paint come out. And I'm just shaking it on and walking around and shaking it on, doing that kind of thing. And it's nice and hot outside, y'all. It's summer. I would do this early in the morning. Okay, I would say on a not humid day, but it's humid in my part of the state all the time. Okay, I mean just all the time. Isn't that fun? It's just silly. Kids can do it, but you gotta be careful because they're liable to get paint all over everything. This is a black. Now black is very powerful and very strong. Oh, this is what the paper looks like up on my clothes rack. I got a few little picks in between here and there, and see how it got all nice and runny, after I picked it up and it kind of ran summertime. So we're doing this, and it dried, I think, probably over a couple days because I had other things to do. And I'm like, well, I'm not so happy with all that black on there, so I did it again. Now it's a sunnier part of the day here. That's why you see sunshine and my camera shadow, and probably my shadow too. I thought, well, I'm going to put some white on there, and I did it on the cardstock, even though the cardstock didn't have black paint on it. Just saying. So, and I don't know the specific color names or brands because I don't. They're just, leftover washes. So I'm carrying those over to my rack over there, which is a very portable rack. It folds out and you can put it in the garage, behind a door, under a bed or something. So, well, it almost seems life speed, doesn't it? So here's our big piece. Now I didn't care much for how the black made this. It just looked at. Oh, I don't know English, y'all. I'm texting. Well, that's not a valid excuse, though. Anyway, I thought, well, I'll put some white on it, and then I'm putting that on there, and I thought, well, I want some more of that turquoise or blue or whatever that color was. So I grabbed another bottle. It's not the same one, but it's fine. It's perfect. And I'm just sprucing that all over everything. You can see my little feet there. And I'm surprised we don't have a dog. I kept thinking, where's the dog? Oh, that's a big giant lawn and leaf bag I have laying down because I didn't want the because it's a yard and I got dogs, y'all. That should just be enough information. So there that is, drying up there on that rack now. You know, that's our second little splatter wash on there. Now we're going to get into the projects, okay? We got 3 different projects. The first thing I thought was, I want to make some thank you cards because I'm out of thank you cards. Okay? Now, I make greeting cards, but I'm not a greeting card maker, if you know what I mean. There's a difference. Okay? Mine's okay. Mine's perfectly fine. I've sold some and all that kind of good stuff, but, you know, there's some real fancy card makers out there now, y'all. Sometimes mine are fancier than others. Anyway, this is what you can do with your splattered paper. And this is something really good to do outside because you don't want to splatter all that paint on your floors or your walls or your computer screens or your camera or any of that kind of stuff. So we die cut some thank you words, and we're using the xryon to glue this first set on because I'm going to give you an option if you don't have a xryon, which is a kind of sticker maker. I'm not necessarily promoting them. I have one. It was gifted to me, and I like it, and I use it. Not every day, but I do usually use it probably at least once, twice, 4 times a month. And so we're just going to stick that on there. And those were store-bought card bases that came in multicolors, no envelopes, just card bases, y'all. Kind of rip. Anyway, I thought they looked fine with their splattered paper, wash paper, okay? So I trimmed some off to make them fit on the other card base. And I thought, well, that's perfect. Put the thank you sentiment on right there. Ta-da! I mean, you know, how easy is that? I just cut it down to size, whatever size I wanted to make it fit my card base. So, yeah, perfect. And here's another alpha. This alpha dies, and these are individual letters. And if you don't have stickers, you know, you can do glue. I do recommend the tweezers that automatically hold it, so you don't have to keep squeezing it in the tweezers, you know. They're self-gripping. I don't know what they're called. Tweezers that self-grip. And then you just put glue on each individual letter and stick them on there. Now, you can be real fancy and space them out so that it's more or less centered. And what you do is you count your letters, including spaces between words. And then whichever one is in the middle, that's the one you start with, and you put it in the middle. Okay? Now, you could also put a line, very, 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 very light pencil line, or a piece of washi tape on there to help you line them up so that they'll be more straighter than what I did them. But I look at it like this, okay? It's a handmade card by someone who makes cards but is not a card maker. Everything's not perfectly aligned. So that's good. And that's okay. And I'm just using the APG, which is Advanced Tape Collider. Okay, it's a double-sided tape. I like it. It was gifted to me. I'm so blessed. Anyway, now we're on to our second project. Okay, we're going to make some hidden paper clips. These are scraps left over from cutting those card mat front things. Okay, and that's whatever size that strip came out as, that's what it was. Okay, and I'm inking around the edges, and that's just white cardstock we're going to put in the middle, in between. You'll see, we're getting there. So I'm going to mark the middle, not on the end, in the middle of the middle, a line. because we're going to have to poke a hole. We don't have to poke a hole. You don't have to poke a hole, but I like to poke a hole in this kind of sometimes. I mean, it just all depends, y'all, because we're going to put a charm in it. We're going to fancy-fied the paper clip, hidden paper clip. It's just a piece of cardstock, just a little bit bigger than our washi paper, okay? Our acrylic wash paper. We're using a jumbo clip. That's what they're called, jumbo paper clips. And we're approximately putting it in the middle. We're leaving a gap between the paper clip and the edge of the folded over cardstock. That's where our hole's going to slip over. And you want to kind of center it. Well, if you want it centered. You don't have to, of course. And then you're going to glue it up. Now, if you want to, you can put a piece of skinny thin fun foam between the metal steels there. I'm pointing at it like you could see me doing it. Of the paper clip on both sides, a little bitty skinny piece thin fun foam, and it will kind of help keep the cardstock paper from going wonky and real bumpy like. Okay, you know how when you glue it down? Anyway, you don't have to do that, but you can. Just an option, because I'm all about the options. So now we got that all done. It's all fairly dry enough. And I've got some desk scraps, just some stuff laying on my desk, y'all. And I found some words out of my word box. And then we're just going to glue this stuff on there, sort of like a cluster, okay? You could do this with a cluster. And I'm trying to decide which way I like it. And I'm like, I like it that way best. So that's the way I'm going to do all of them, because I don't know how many I made. You can count them if you want to. So we're using fabriFix, because that's just a piece of, that's a piece of cotton tea towel, okay? And a little piece of burlap. And then we've got our word there. I think I inked around them. I wasn't paying attention. And then I said, well, let's put a pearl on it. I was going to put a diamond, and then I saw the pearls, and I'm like, yes, that's perfect. Put a pearl on it. Now we're getting a jump ring, because we're going to put charm on there, okay? And because this is for summer, I found in my charm box that I had some sunshines, a sun charm. So we're putting that on there, just the one little charm. You can get as fancy as you want. Okay, you can just put a piece of lace in there if you want to. Showing you how it'll fit on your page. You put it on the top, then I take it off. It's still a little dance, so it's kind of hard to do. And I put it on the side, and then I pull it off that, and I put it on the bottom, because you put it on the bottom too. Then your word's upside down, but you can glue another word on top of it. So there you go. Now we're moving on to the third project we're going to do with our wash paper. Okay. So we got these stamps. I don't know the makers of any of these stamps. The Mona Lisa stamps I got off of eBay, and they didn't tell me who the manufacturer was. So I don't know. I've had them a while. There we go. So she stamped out good enough. Okay? And I've got this bird, and that's what inspired this whole little journal page, because I'm like, oh, that bird is just screaming at me to focus, because I was having a hard time. I wanted to do a journal page, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. So, and I thought, well, let's get some big glasses to put on Mona. And I'm like, well, which ones do we want? We've got this set of big glasses, and we got this set of big glasses. They're not super big, but they're big. And actually, I have some chipboard eyeglasses somewhere, but I couldn't find them. Okay, and I started to cut her out, and I thought, no, I like that background. Let's just tear it out. Let's just rip it. I know it looks like I'm cutting it, but just wait for it. We're going to use our homemade, handmade. Homemade indicates poor quality. Handmade indicates fine quality. Crafted by hand. Anyway, so we're using our tear ruler, and we're just going to be, it doesn't have to be perfect or nothing, y'all. And I like that. And I ended up using color pencil on her. I didn't show that part because, we were running out of time. This video is plenty long enough for a hop. It's a hop, y'all. Did I mention that? 4th Art Saturday hop. Okay, links are in the description box below. Click on the first link in the list to go to the next video and each subsequent video thereafter, and you will eventually get back to me, in which case you'll know you have completed the hop. And I am sure there will be lots of information and fun stuff out there with this summertime theme, y'all. So we've cut, detailed, fussy cutted, cussy cutted all our stuff, and I'm bumping up that just a little bit. Okay, Mona Lisa, just bumping her up just a little bit. Why did I do that? I don't know. I felt like I wanted to. Now I'm glued it in the middle, and I've got glue around the edge, so just the middle's kind of just, I mean, it's like very slightly raised, and if you didn't know I did it, you probably wouldn't notice it. Okay, now I like, this was a piece of scrap, and we're going to put it on that solid piece there, and I thought I like those two on top of each other, so I'm going to off center it. Okay, and we're going to glue it on there. It's going to be a pocket. I didn't put anything in the pocket. You don't have to put stuff in a pocket if you don't want to. If you don't feel like it right now, you can come back and do it later or never. Okay, so I'm trying to make it not, I don't want it centered, I want it off centered, and I wish it was just a little bit more to the left, but there we go. It's, you know, it's stuck now. It's stuck like glue. And now it's time to put Mona on there. I put her on the piece of white cardstock that was previous trial stamping on the back. I put it on the piece of white cardstock because I didn't like how she just kind of melted into the background, but this kind of set her off. Oh, and on the glasses, I cut out a little piece of aluminum foil and glued that in the middle of their glasses, okay? And on the back of the bird, because we fussy cut him, I glued him on cardstock and fussy cut him again because I wanted him just a little bit firmer. And he's sitting on the edge, and yes, that is an open pocket up there, but that's just how it goes. You just have to avoid that part of it. And now we've got a caption. We alpha dyed cut some alpha dyes. Alpha dye cut. Oh my goodness. I'm just trying to get it all in there. Focus. When I saw that little bird, when I was looking through my stamp books, try to decide what I wanted to do for a drawing page, I saw that and I'm like, focus, girlfriend, which someone accidentally touched the wrong button on the computer and didn't record gluing the word girlfriend on. Ta-da! Photo montage. So there's all three of the projects we made with our wash paper. Okay. And you can see our little paper clips. On the back of the charms, I didn't like how blank it was, so I glued a flat back pearl on the back with some E6000, which I may or may not have remembered to put in the description box, where there is a list of ingredients and the links to all my fellow hoppers, y'all. Please follow that. We all so appreciate your valuable time, your kind comments, your likes, your shares, your subscriptions to whoever you may not be subscribed to. And thanks for watching. And happy arting, y'all. More thank you.